Here you can see me teaching the class with a PowerPoint presentation. I post the presentations into Edmodo. Every student has an Edmodo app on their phone, or they can access the Edmodo app website from a desktop computer within my classroom. Here you can see a student following along on the presentation. As I speak, they follow along with the PowerPoint. The upside to this is that they don't have to spend a lot of time writing down notes. The PowerPoint is always with them. This lets me really speed my pace up during class. I can go much more quickly through a presentation instead of waiting around while students take notes. And it frees up plenty of time to increase the learning activities and projects I do in my class. Here you see a student writing down notes of our class discussion. So instead of having to write down what's on the PowerPoint, they can actually write down notes about what I'm saying and focus more on what I'm saying rather than what's on the screen. Here you see a student following along and they see a check for understanding coming up, which means we'll be taking a quiz on the section that I just lectured on. So on the screen I'm bringing up Socrative.com. I put a link within the PowerPoint so students can access this. There's an app on their phones so they can open the app up, or students can go again onto desktop computers. Here you see Socrative. I open up a quiz. I make the quizzes beforehand. So here I'm opening the quiz. I set it student paced so that they can take their own time. And here I'm opening up the live results. So students will enter their student numbers when they're taking the quiz, and we can see their progress on the quiz. So the student here is waiting for the activity to be opened. We just had a little slowness in our technology this day. Here the quiz opens, so here is the screen to enter their name. I have them enter student numbers, so that's anonymous. It's more for the data that I receive rather than individual student grades. So here's their first question. This is a multiple choice question. Student reviews the question, then can go back, open up the Edmodo presentation that we just were doing. The PowerPoint can review the presentation and look for the answers to the quiz. Again, these quizzes aren't graded, they're just more for practice to review the material that was just taught and reinforce the concepts. So the student is again looking for the answer and then attempts to answer the question. So here she answers the question incorrectly, and it says wrong answer, and it tells her what the correct answer is. It shows up in red. So here she's looking at her next question. So here she answers correctly, and it says in green, great job, you got the correct answer. I like the color coding. And here's another green for correct answer. And here you see the live results on the screen. You can see student numbers. Progress is how many questions they've completed, and correct answers is how many they've gotten correct. Here's a student working on a desktop computer. So same looks exactly the same, just a little bit bigger. So I have 7 desktop computers in my class, and so students who don't have a device can use the desktop computers as well. Once students complete the quiz, Socrative sends me an email, which I open up on the screen. You see it's an Excel spreadsheet. What it does is it shows each question and whether students got the question correct or incorrect. So you can see correct answers are in green, incorrect answers are in pink or red. This gives me immediate feedback on how many students in my class got these questions correct. So in this particular question, only one student got it incorrect. So that means they really understood the concept. I open up the cell so we can look at the question. So we're reviewing the question, seeing how many got it correct, and I'm reviewing each concept. Here you have a question where about 7 students got it incorrect, which means that I really need to reteach this concept. But I get this immediate feedback. No misunderstandings will linger because I'm receiving immediate feedback on which concepts they understand and which concepts they do not understand.